to the safety of the product itself. So how can we stop this food waste crisis? How can we do our part to reduce the amount of food being wasted? Well, first of all, don't just go off the date printed on the packet. And let me be clear, I'm no doctor. I am not saying eat food that's gone bad. All I'm saying is that if your food is bad to eat, you'll probably know about it. Bad smells, mold growing on it, vegetables looking rotten. Like I said, food does its best to tell us if
Morning,
it's safe
Vince.
to eat. If your food is past the use-by date, don't immediately throw it out. Take a closer look
I
at
don't
these
even know what
factors
I'm
that
doing.
clearly indicate that it's gone bad, not just the printed date on there. It's not
How you
the
doing?
dates these companies use are bad.
Saw you're on
They're just
PS1 and you're
they're not always based on
calling
science.
them Las
More often than
Vegas.
not, our rounded way
Was it
down
Las
means
Vegas?
extra careful with
Oakland
products we
Raiders?
return. Another
I've been a
common
Raiders
ingredient
fan,
which sounds
but
counterintuitive is buy
you
near
might have said Los Angeles because they were in Los Angeles.
most of the food waste comes from
They
supermarket
might have been
fast
back
food
there in that
companies
PS1
offering
game that you were
ingredients that
playing.
they
I was
want you to
checking that
think
out.
themselves set. Again, I'm not telling you to eat rotten food, but by knowing what shelf life different products actually have, we can use our own knowledge and senses to determine if the food is safe. For example, an unopened container of milk from a supermarket can stay good for up to 5 to 7 days past the listed date in the refrigerator. Similar for meat and poultry, chicken lasting around 1 to 2 days, ground beef
I'm trying to
lasting
decide
up
what
to
I want to
7 days.
do.
Past the date. There are lots of
Got too much
background
stuff on my
arguments
mind
about
right
why
now.
produce and all these other foods stay good when stored correctly. When it comes to food that don't spoil as
I'm trying to
easily,
get
like
these
canned foods or non-perishable
seashells done,
chips, you
but
don't have to worry about spoiling much. But remember,
I'm not gonna. I don't want to put them on wood.
nutritious or flavorful
So
when they come. And here's the thing, you guys,
I
most
got this
flavors
base that I
just
got to
aren't
do.
going bye bye altogether. They started the whole thing. Marks and Sparks
Maybe
are
we'll
a
make
great example of that.
make
And
something
despite
else.
the end mineral
Start
oils,
something
in
else.
2022 they've removed dates from 85% of their fruits and
Then I
vegetables.
thought
And
about
here's the
cleaning
thing,
all this
most
off
people
and
think it's
working
simple to
on the
do.
strunk
You have to
chainsaw,
weigh
but
whether it's
I
safe
don't
for
know if
you,
that's gonna
especially
happen
if you're
tonight.
being sued by customers who might be buying food from just the company. But
Good old YouTube.
Chris Fitz here. Today we're doing the video you've all been waiting for. Testing seafoam in a car engine. This is the
I don't
seafoam
know what to
spray
do.
that comes with a tube that goes into your intake right before the throttle body, so you don't risk tighter locking your engine. You also don't need to remove any vacuum lines. Now to see if the engine got cleaned, I'm using my fluoroscope camera to look into the engine through the spark plug holes. This will give us a comparison before and after, so we'll visually see if the engine is clean or not.
You guys are looking at the wrong spot. Best Life. Hey, dude. How you doing, man? I've been watching you, bud. I'm just working on a little bit of art. I've got a lot on my mind, so I'm just chilling. Morning, Daniel. Yeah, I've been sleeping all day and staying up all night. It's a lot more peaceful. And then here in Tennessee, it's hot, so I don't go anywhere during the summertime, especially here. It's just you walk outside and you're just you're soaked. As soon as you walk out the door, you're just drenched in sweat. This here is going to be the base for my new epoxy pool table. I want it dark and dark. It'll look good when I do the epoxy green. We're gonna let that cool a little bit. In Kentucky, yeah. Uh-oh. Yeah, I gotta let it cool. I want to do this nice and slow. And we're gonna throw an 8-ball on it. Not this one, but it's gonna have something like this. It'll look cool. It'll look really cool. It's gonna have inlaid artwork, my ant art, and then 8-ball, and you'll see. I really don't like this phone. This is my old phone. It looks yellow. But anyways, a little better, I guess. I don't know. I was just bored. There's nobody on YouTube, so I've been kind of going on early mornings and just chilling. You need an AC for your shop. Too hot out there. Yeah. I've got a window unit in my bedroom, and that's all I got. So hasn't been too bad this week. It's supposed to warm up again. Yeah, I mean, I don't really know what to talk about, but again, I gotta take this one slow. I don't want it to get too hot. So that's too hot. What I'll do is, because I've already got this cut. It's flat, um, polished sand. It's a hard piece of cherry, but if you get it too warm, it'll cup, and I don't want it to cup. I want it, we're just trying to darken it because I decided that just natural look was just too light, you know, and I want the grain to offset on the darker. The next thing I do is find a piece of aluminum, small piece of aluminum, put it on there. Smaller than that. That one's already spoken for. More an LT. Do you do earring, birdhouse? I've done a lot of things throughout my life. I've made a lot of things, different things. But no, I don't do earrings. I mean, I can put a hook on this for you, and you can hang it from your ear if you like. But that's up to you. It'll be cool. I'll figure something out though. I want this thing to pretty much look perfect. It's even got some like saw marks on it still. But these have all got to be filled. I don't want the grain to seep down in them. This top is I'm gonna have to glue that down probably. Sand it. It'll look cool, man. No, no bracelets. Yeah, that's the what I've been doing for the past year. I kind of stopped selling them. Li, I just checked your channel out, and I don't, if you want to be cool, great. If not, turn the channel. Yeah, I sold some last year and just pretty much paid bills. I gave a lot away last year. I've made that's Queen's Crown there, but I got a bunch more on my shelf, and I'm getting ready to reconstruct my other channel, and it's all going to be strictly my artwork that people can buy from. I do have an Etsy account, and I got to work on it, and eBay. So I'm going to work on that this week. And hopefully, I can start selling them, for what they're worth. Yeah, I've been on YouTube since last year. And sold I've probably got over 100 sculptures out there already to people. I've got several more that I got to get done and get them shipped out to certain people that have been waiting. I'm just finally getting back into it since last September. Just started really pushing it this past month. I haven't sold one piece on Etsy. Like I said, I started Etsy last November, I think, somewhere around there, maybe earlier. And I had them listed on there relatively cheap, a lot of them. And I've just got fed up with everything and fell down. And now I'm trying to pick myself back up. It's been a struggle. But so Etsy, no. eBay, I put them on eBay, and I didn't do good on eBay either. Just they're they're priced right. So, uh, but again, I need to get a website put up and get back into the computers and everything. My Etsy don't sell anything if I'm not streaming making them. Hmm. I mean, I kind of streamed some, but a lot of it was just videos, and people didn't watch the videos last year of me kind of making them, and so I don't know. And I don't know what to say. You look at Knuckle and yourself, It's called a torch. Uses map gas. I'm gonna have to switch cameras or something. Let's see how many people are in here. I don't know if I'm gonna stay live a long time, but that'll be good. Again, it's not gonna be totally, blacked off. I don't want it totally black. We're gonna take some 600 grit paper and we're gonna smooth that back down. I just, just want a little darkness to it because we've got some green dye epoxy that we're gonna put in it, and what we're gonna have is a layer of green on top of this with a piece of my art. So yeah, Blue Flame Ranch, you got it. It's all day on YouTube, but I can't hardly give mine away. Yeah, yeah, it's a torch. Yes, we're American over here. Um, Again, I really haven't pushed my sales. The coin community last year really helped me out. Those were a bunch of great people. I just got so tired of it. I was selling my art just to pay my electric bill. Um, you know, and it just, it helped. I mean, and they helped me. The coin community really, really came together and helped me last year. But then I just kind of lost it and just gave up. So now I'm trying again. That's all I can do and say. But I just started rebuilding these. We've, this is my new collection here. Last year I did pool balls, which we're going to be doing some more pool balls. Um, I actually gave away. I did sell a couple of my pool balls. Not, I got miniature pool balls. Uh, these are the last two I got actually, but I've got miniatures from small, and then I've got a medium size that I built last year, and they're all gone. All the mediums are gone, and uh, you know I've got a couple more 8 balls. I sold a couple 8 balls last year legally ornament, and but we've got these to do, and I just you know I don't know. I've got the other one that I can go get that I made the other night. It's the new base for that. You can go grab it. Here's the base that I made for this the other night. It's actually the other half of that. So this is going to go on here. I haven't decided yet. It's going to actually is supposed to sit like that, but I don't know. I mean, it just doesn't look done. I kind of want it. I kind of want to make a river, and I think I've got a log outside that'll make it look a little cooler. I just burnt the base. I just wanted to darken up the base there, mint, and yeah, that was the base that I'm still trying to decide what I want to do. I just, again, I don't like the seashells uh, on wood. it just looks stupid. I want them on either a rock or something else, preferably sand. But sand is so hard to make it look like sand because you don't want the sand to come off, you know. So I'm gonna try some like, like a deserted island look is what I'm going for. Is what I'd really like. Or maybe we can kind of maybe do like epoxy, like this one. This one was just practice. Um, this was just I was just I'm not really good at epoxy yet. I did make a killer pool table last year, but doll on Sand Island, dude. I don't know who the hell you are, but you know, there. I just don't know who you are, and you ain't got no content. But so I was sorry, I was thinking, but see, that's all sand, and I was just checking it out, trying to see what I can do with some epoxy, and I didn't even mix it right. So, anyways, yeah, you're kind of crooked. I got to get my other phone, start filming with that. Yeah, yeah. I know what I'm doing with epoxy. It's just, I just want to try with the sand and do something different. Actually, what we're gonna probably do tonight is we're gonna probably build this one. We'll look at some. I'll show you how to do this, and I guess we'll work on this for the next hour. And if you guys want to watch, great. And if you're not, great. What I do is a little different. Knuckle, he makes his slingshots, and Best Life is makes his knives and works out and just chills. So this is what I do. I just do it in the evening. I do it in the evening. That way I don't get bothered. But I've got so much stuff, and then we got Mouse and Bob's around somewhere. But here's another base that I started that I got to get working on again, and I've got so much to do. But what we could do is we can find, I don't know, here's I've just got pieces. I actually smashed one that was 3 times bigger than that and smashed it with a sledgehammer. Hello, Theta. Yeah, tinkering. That's the word. Best Life. Tinkering. I see you out there tinkering. Um, you know, I don't know. I'm looking at my mouse. It's like, hey, what are you doing? But I've got to lay all this out. I probably need to clean this table off. I got a bird's nest that I'm going to make one out of. Um, I've got so much different material and stuff that you know, just a lot of weird stuff. I've got some different bases that I'm gonna try to do. This is actually burrowwood. I've got a bunch of burrowwood. So Scotland, yeah, she's precious. There's just I just got aluminum after aluminum. These are all melted ant heel. Again, that's one of my big ones, and then there's 2 more over there, and then I got 2 more outside, and I sold one. I'm just kind of Kind of looking for a special piece that something decent. Wow. Wonder if that one will work. It might be too big. Maybe not. I might be able to make this one work. That looks pretty cool just by itself. I'll make one out of that. Yeah. Make something out of that one. We got this one. What do you think? I don't know. What do you guys think? It's kind of big. I don't like this on something different though because of one thing. This is just a really nice piece. It needs to be a set off. This one's probably I'm probably gonna end up doing one like I gave to Specs Appeal. She's got one of my pieces, and it's kind of like this too, where that's what I'm gonna do. I probably find some more of those rocks. I may have to redo this one, but I've got this piece of cedar base that I had. I actually had this one on this, but it wouldn't work. So I'm gonna switch it out with that one. Again, I'm just I'm brainstorming and trying to see what looks the best. But this one, I think I'm gonna do another Specs Appeal, and we'll make another one like that. Where I could just stick it on here and have it like that, but that just looks lame. Anyways, I don't know. We need to figure out this one. This one I got to kind of finish up too. I got a little more epoxy. Got some more cleaning. But that's a pretty good one right there. Let's see here. Burrows can make some of the nicest knife handles. I've got a bunch of them, but they're not like they're like off branches, so they're kind of small. This is actually a piece of burrow. And I got to finish this one up. And the cat's knocked it over and broke a piece off. So, but I got to finish this one up for somebody. And we're going to work on this one tonight, I think. See what I can do. This one's actually going to be probably shipped here pretty quick to somebody that I owe. But I don't know. I guess I can't make this one because I don't do. I'll probably polish that one back up. This one's going to go, I think, on that big burrow wood. I actually spray painted it copper. It was on another piece, but I'm going to make another huge I'm going to make another huge apple seed. And so this one's probably going to go on it. This one might go on it. I don't know. This one's pretty big. I'll figure it out. I just don't know. Just trying to see what I got in here. I mean, that actually probably looked pretty cool, huh? What do you think about that? That might work. It's got to be cleaned. You know, maybe an inlay. We'll see. I don't know, folks. I may not do this just right now yet either. I have no idea. This one was on something. That might work. This one might work. I'll find the 8 ball for that. Maybe. Yeah, looks like a little tree. I don't know. What do you people think? Oh, let me go back down the bottom here. You can look at it a little bit better if I move the phone. You know, it's a piece of my art, my aluminum, and a lot of people. I kind of started making these. That actually looks kind of neat because people are saying it looks like coral. Take away the background. You know, those are all the ant tunnels. But I don't know. I don't know. Maybe I'll ask her before I put it in here. Oh, I'm sorry. You guys can't even see it. I'm sitting there. I'm just trying to visualize it. If it looks okay, I don't know. Maybe I'll just do that again. She's getting one for free, and I can at least I'm gonna clean this up and maybe I'll lacquer it and lacquer the whole thing. All right, Bess. Thanks for coming in, bud. Yeah. I try to find you. I mean, when I see you, I pop in and check you out, and I got all my notifications. I don't. They're all turned off. I mean, I just turned off notifications. Period. Again, I've been on YouTube for almost 3 years, and my phone. I get tired of my phone just ding, 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 and so I go around. I'm always on YouTube, and I just kind of scroll around and pop in when I see. I'll say hi next time I'm in your channel. Yeah, that does look like a pirate. Yeah, I think that you know again the art picks the base, so we may switch that up. I kind of need to put this closer, so hopefully it doesn't. I mean, the light is just terrible. Just a minute, Bob. All right, who wants to watch Bob? I know everybody just came here to watch Bob. Bob wants to play, so you guys can watch Bob for a little bit. I'm working on it, Bob. You guys can watch Bob while I sit here and work. Ready, Bob? I know, you guys don't come in here for me. You just come in here for Bob. We want Bob. We want Bob. Yeah, YouTube got annoying, dude. It's just all of YouTube has gotten to me lately. So, but yeah, it's I can't get it to stay up there. I have to get another toy for him. Bring it over here, Bob. You guys see Mouse? There you go. There's a good picture. There's Mouse. The free TV. Yeah. I want to make him try to get up on that pillar, but this is actually a knitted catnip ball that a good friend of mine on YouTube named Cricket made. Bob and the kittens and everything. Well, you didn't bring it back. You didn't bring it all the way back. I'm not going to get up and get it. No. You got to bring it to me. Oh, we play all the time. I mean, they'll play all day long. Mouse has got her mouse, but when Bob's playing, she doesn't play. And when Bob goes to sleep, she'll play. She doesn't play like she used to, you know. I mean, when it was just her and I before Bob showed up. All right, I'm gonna grab it. Oh, you almost brought it all the way back. All right. So, you don't want to bring it back. Yeah, you're not gonna get Mouse's mouse. It's kind of funny. Mouse has got her toys and Bob's got his. Mouse only plays with the mice. So, all right, what are we gonna do? What are we gonna do? I got to make something. I've got to get something done. I've got to think of something. Something. And I can't do sand. What are we gonna do? What's that? Best life? Oh, you have a cat that fetches like dog. I have a dog that fetches like a cat. Yeah. I had two dogs. I talked about my dogs the other night, and my cats fetch better than my dog ever did. Both of them. You know, they'll bring back and drop it. My dogs, they'd never drop it. You know, play fetch with my dogs, and they'd never drop the ball. They'd fetch it, they just wouldn't drop it. Make coffee, wake up, and figure it out as you go. I've got my coffee. Um, yeah, I got my coffee. I'm almost a pot down. Um, all right, we're going back to working then. Right, right, mouse. I throw the ball. My dog looks at me. You go get it. I don't know. I don't think this one. I mean, it fits in there really nice, but just I want more like a coral effect. You know, this one's just way too big. This one's actually a really cool one, but you know, that's just too big. It's flat. I don't know what I'm going to do with it. I don't know. What do you guys think? I mean, that's a little extreme for a free piece of art, though. Here, let me have this one. Prop it up and take a look at it. And that kind of looks like a little more like coral, but it's just over. Cheers. Yeah. I don't know what to do, folks. I'm indecisive. Indecisive. I mean, this one fits really good. Whenever I had it in there, I mean, it fits really nice. I don't know if it. I don't know. We'll leave it in there and see if it grows on me. If it does, we'll go ahead and we'll fill it full of epoxy and call it good. See if that one grows on me. Do that one either. That one, I'm gonna epoxy that one back on. I don't feel like making epoxy unless I'm gonna glue something together. Got this one to finish up. Again, I'm trying to look. I want like a. Don't know. I don't know. Might be able to do something like that. Even though that's a nice piece of cherry. I can burn that one, but and then I've got some like light blue paint. There's one that I made. It was called the Humpback Mermaid, and I made it, and never got a thank you or anything for that one. But maybe we can go something like that and just be like, hmm, just a little keepsake sort of thing. Kind of want it like on a bigger one though. It's just this one's a little too small, but this one's just a really nice base. This is cherry also. No, this is cedar. It's a piece of cedar, and again, I don't like the seashell being on the cedar. It just doesn't go together. I've got to finish sanding it, and I mean, this is what the sand looks like with epoxy. It's not really. It really doesn't look like sand. I mean, it looks cool, but it's sand. I'm gonna kind of clean it up. So there's that to work on for this one. But again, I don't want it. I don't want it on wood. What I think I'm going to do is get like a bigger round, and we're going to make a beach scene. Like I said, like a desert island, and it'll make it. This will look like water. I'll make this look like water, and then like a little bit of like a deserted island with sand on it or something. And but I want them a little bit thin, 5/8 of an inch thick. Would look pretty good. This one's a little too big. Where's that one that I had? I already know which one this one's going to go on. I've got to get back to making these. This would actually look kind of cool, I think. That'd be the perfect base for that one. I like that one. Again, I was going to use this one for that one. As far as just a piece of my art, that might work though. I don't know. Again, I don't know, folks. I'm sorry if I'm not very interesting right now. I'm just thinking. I'm tired. I got a lot on my mind. Skidward from SpongeBob. I don't know. At least this one looks like coral, you know. I want to get a pearl. I want to get some real pearls, you know, even if they're not even perfectly round, but, you know, I wanted to put pearls on these. It'd be cool to have a pearl here, maybe a pearl up here. That's kind of why I left that like that. So I'm going to try to get some pearls and put pearl on them. You know, it's supposed to be like a seascape scene. You know, again, this kind of been all I used to do is just like get a base, stick it on there. Hey, I'm done. You know, my little giveaways here, like this dice. I had a whole bunch of dice that I did, and it's just a piece of my art. And these were my giveaways. You know, these are my channel stickers. Before I got stickers and magnets, and you know, thanks to Ghost Nancy, I got some sticker and magnets still. But you know, it's just you know, hey, this is a piece of you know, this is a piece of Z art. It's just a token of my appreciation for everybody that watched. So I'm gonna make a bunch more of these. And that's probably what I should do. You know, I'd sell them for like $30. It cost them almost $8. $8 just to ship this little dice. Maybe 6. You know, this one here, yeah, it'd be cool to put pearl on that too, but I think I'm just gonna do that. We'll make some epoxy and fill this one up. And that'll just be it. That'll just be it. And she'll be happy with it. Um, she actually won one of my very first pieces, and she gave it to her granddaughter, I think. And so I told her she came in there when I was kind of down and out and was watching me. So she hung out with me for a couple weeks. There was only a couple people that did. So I ended up. Hmm, there we go. Yeah, we're gonna load this one up. We'll put another piece right here or something. And that way it looks like coral. Yeah, that's what we'll do. We'll add a couple pieces in here. That way it looks like coral. That's more better. I like that. I'll just use up a couple of these broken pieces and see what we can do. Let's see if that works. Yeah, we can do that. What do you think? Now it looks a little more like coral, huh? That looks cool. Ta-da! We fixed it. You can do it. That looks way better. What do you think? Give you a little bit of different perspective of it. That's it. Yeah, that's it. We're going to go with that one, folks. easy. I gotta clean the aluminum parts. So what do you think? How's that look? Definitely. All right. Figured that one out. And then I don't know. I might do something here. I don't know. It's maybe that's not the right piece on the front, but yeah, that's the look that we're gonna go for. So, and now the fun part. I get to. I do actually enjoy this. What I do is I take a chainsaw file, that files your chainsaw chain, and I actually like digging out and cleaning all this, and then I take my drill and wire wheel, and I mean I'll show you here, but let me see if I got another container because I don't want to get it, everywhere. Normally, if I did, I just don't care, and but now that I'm sitting here talking to you guys, which I shouldn't care. There's a lot of people on YouTube that just, they just, I can't believe they're even on YouTube. Honestly, I cannot believe they're on YouTube. I'll be back. Oh, I was gonna grab something I forgot. Get out of here. Get out of here, cat. Move it. See, that's what I'm gonna do too. Let's bring these over so we can look at them. We're gonna. This is some old paint. I don't know. It's probably 14 years old. But we've got like a Empire Blue. This is one that I already use, and it's actually a really cool looking color. Uh, I may try to make another like humpback mermaid looking sculpture out of it. And again, then we got deep sky blue. So I think instead of epoxy, we're going to use paint. We're going to use paint too, um, for all the seashells and stuff like that. Not not these. Where it needs epoxy, it's going to have epoxy. In here, this one's got sand in it, and I filled it with epoxy. And so what we'll do is we'll mix up some epoxy blue, a light blue, and we'll try to fill this up. And then it'll probably go on the darkest blue that I got. And then what I'll do is I'll sprinkle sand in in the paint. That's what we're going to do with the seashells, and that's what you guys get. It's been decided. So you guys have been a great help tonight. Thank you. Really good help, folks. It's all about doing it, I guess. So, 21 likes in 2 hours yesterday, which I think was cool. Morning, Big Movie. How you doing this fine morning? I'm just thinking and chilling. How you been doing? You know, Big Movie, I miss your motto. I haven't seen that. I haven't seen that in months and months and months. What happened? You know, I want to see that. If you're under 18, don't watch. I need to go check out your channel and see how you've been. Big Movie, he used to go in for years. He'd go into everybody's channel and it's like, hey, if you're under 18, piss off. I mean, that's kind of how I interpret it, but it was funny. He did it for years and years and years. I haven't seen that in a while, bud. Hope you're doing well. So, you know, this is the fun part. Is I like doing that. I kind of miss it. I want to pour another fire ant hill, and I get to clean there and just sit here for a week and clean it. Kind of like my bigger ones. Bob, you're in my light. You know, it's just kind of fun. It's kind of like, you know, remember those games where you buy them and they come with like little tools and you're supposed to find a dinosaur bones, and you know, you sit there and you're supposed to be like an archaeologist. That's kind of what it's like. It's kind of like that. You know. I was gonna get something different, but this is part of what I do. You know, just gotta get all the dirt, and you know, I'll probably take it over to the sink and wash it, but you know, you really don't want to dump mud and dirt down your sink. So, you know, just do that. I really do want to go make another big one. That way everybody can see me do it again. I've got one out by my mailbox. I just got to get the aluminum all situated. I've got to cut a bunch of aluminum. That way when I go to melt, I can just sit there and just dump the aluminum in and melt it. You know, it's going to take probably 2 or 3 hours of me melting again. I want to say 2 hours. I think 2 hours. This one isn't quite as big as some of the other ones that I poured. So, it'll be pretty good size. We'll see how it comes out. It'll be kind of neat to do. Maybe we'll do it this weekend if it doesn't rain. I don't even know if it rained yesterday. I went to bed around 2 or 3. Got up at 10:30. No. Did I get up at 10:30 or did I get up? No, I did get up at 10:30 last night. I've been up since 10:30. So, trying to get this again. You know, you can. I think this one's going to be Laura's. She'll be happy with it. She's pretty cool lady. Never met her, never really talked to her, but she was there in my live streams when I was doing the cabinets and counting the cows. I've got to make one for Passion. Passion's going to get one here hopefully soon. Also, I don't know. Just I don't know. I'm gonna have to get a different tool for that. Got a rock in there. I normally use something else, but that's part of it. I may go wash this off, kind of help it out, or maybe I won't. I don't know. I kind of like this one on there, so we're gonna polish this one up too. And I mean, part of that procedure is let me turn you off so you guys don't have to hear the drill, but so I'm gonna throw this on mute really quick, and I'm gonna just show you from, you know, cleaning up the aluminum, a little polishing. Morning, Peter. It's going. Just hanging out. Already mint chocolate. You're past 10:30. Yeah, I think I think Peter Pan and Mint's over in the UK. Or Peter Pan's in Germany. I know YouTube says 18 plus. That's just the legal age. I'm not no predator. Okay. My channel is 21 plus. You know, old buy print, then kiss my ass and swipe on. Oh, sorry, I had to scroll back up and see what you guys were talking about. Well, you're on the East Coast. I mean, everybody knows I'm in Tennessee, so I'm gonna shut this off real quick. All right. Anyways, that's a quick polish on that. Hard time's better already, so. Morning, Rock. E-Rock. I guess mint left. I chocolate. Okay, 8. Put now for guys. Catch you later. Yeah, I mean, I don't think anybody wanted to listen to my drill polishing this. We're making smart. Um, I'm not gonna stay here and polish my aluminum. That just kind of showed you briefly how it's done, what I have to do, and all my pieces. I get my little Dremel, my little bits, and I get all in the tunnels, and um, we polish this all up, and then this one here, we're making right here. It's going to go on this one. It's going to go like that, and then we're going to have this back piece, which I haven't decided how to put it on yet, or front piece or back piece. I don't know. Let's see here. I've got this piece here, which I think we're going to put on the back, is what we decided. The way it'll look like coral. That's the piece I just did, so it's going to go in there like that, somewhat. This piece here, I'm trying to decide on how to make it. It may go on the front here, something like this. I don't know. Oh, you guys can't even see it. So it's, yeah. Might have it something like that. Have it pouring out. It might look pretty cool. It kind of looks like coral in a way, and then it kind of looks like art where there's like something climbing out of the shell. Kind of looks like. I just see a lot of figures and people in my art. And it's like this guy down here. It looks to me like somebody trying to crawl away, try to get away from something. All my art pieces kind of reflect that. Except for like maybe the 8 ball or the pool balls, and even this little shell down here, this little shell that I made the other night. I don't know why this camera sucks so bad. It's just yellow. But just the piece, to me right there, it looks like two people hugging, and you know, it kind of looks like somebody shot a hole through it and came out this side. But I'm gonna try to get a pearl, and I'm gonna put a pearl there, and that way you got this side. But we're gonna try to get this one finished up also. It's just, and then I'll give it one last polish, but I want to do something with sand, like I said. So I'm gonna work on these probably today. I got a bunch of phone calls that I got to make today. I got a bunch of phone calls. Important. I kind of like this guy. It looks like he's trying to get out of there. So I think that piece is gonna go there. I don't know. I don't know what I'm gonna do, people. But I'm gonna shut this down in like 15 minutes. I don't know what else to do. I'm just kind of trying to decide on what to make. We got the pool table. can make the pool table, I guess. All those just fell out. This piece is just kind of too big for that. There's going to be quite a bit of epoxy. This piece is just really, really nice. And it's got a nice flat piece right there, so it might look good just by itself. Maybe like on a piece of cedar. And just that kind of looks nice. Just plain and simple piece. Kind of like that. These pieces I can sell every day for 150 bucks. I'd like to get a little bit more. Maybe, up my prices this year. You got the government and inflation, so, oh, you guys can't even see it. Scotland, how you doing, mister? I almost went live tonight and started putting back. Remember the Strunk chainsaw? I don't know. I've got to get that done. I've got to sell it, make some money. But this one actually looks really nice on that piece of cedar. What do you think? I kind of like it. I mean, I know you guys can't see it very well, but I'm thinking I'm going to put this on that piece of cedar just because it looks beautiful just by itself. That's what I'm going to do. Morning, Rubberneck. Yeah, I think that's what I'm going to do with that piece. It just instead of doing like the 8 ball or whatever effect with that piece, it looks just so pretty by itself that um, look, my kitchen's clean. I even detailed its stove. But I think that would just look really, 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 really nice by itself. So I think that's what we're going to do. It's heavy. So what I got to do is I got to drill it and add some studs to the bottom. That's what I'm going to do. Go old style, kind of like this. I mean, these pieces here, they, the puking lizard. Some pieces just look good by themselves. You don't have to add. Just put them on a really nice base, and that's what I'm going to do with that piece. It's going to be easy to make. We can go make that one right now. So we might do that. Oh, I can use that piece. Huh. Thank you. How you doing? You getting ready for work? But it's like this piece here. I mean, it started with one piece. It started with this piece. You can go back to one of my shorts and you'll just see this piece on that. And that's where it started. And then I just kept adding and adding and adding. So, some pieces, these are sculptures and not castings, and some are just castings. Get tomorrow and Friday off for the 4th. Ah. But you're going to work today, huh? Yeah. Yep. And then this one, you know, I just kept adding and adding and adding also. But I've got to get these bases done, and I've got to start putting them together. And again, when I do epoxy, when I get on epoxy, I want to have a bunch ready to go because I don't want to waste epoxy, and epoxy is not cheap at all. And then you got one of my favorites that I just remastered. You've got this. I'm sorry, I'm not spinning it, but Rubberneck didn't even know it did this. So I like that one. Saturday, Sunday, you need also a good celebration party. I'm not doing nothing. I've never made jewelry. I could have, but I can't now. My eyes are so bad that I can't make jewelry. You know, I can make sculptures. Hopefully, I got that one sold. Um, I'm gonna have to list these. I might list these on my. I may take videos with my new phone and post them on and post them. I've got to get my other channel up and running, and all my artwork. I've got this one that I got to finish up. Darn Bob knocked it over and broke it. I was laying in bed and that glass table wasn't on the coffee table correctly, and Bob jumped on it, and this one fell off and snapped a piece. And ow! Ow! I just stubbed my toe. This one I'm going to use for one of the seashells. It's even already signed. I don't know what I was doing. It's got like number 2 and it says 2025, so it's probably something I was working on earlier. But I think that piece there is going to go with that one. Again, when I go to do epoxy, I want to when I mix it, I want to have several things. That way, I can just pour and pour and pour versus then just trying to get one done. So we may make this one here real quick. Show you how I mount them. But, I mean, maybe I'll go ahead and respray this base. We'll sand it and respray it. And we'll go ahead and put that one on there. It's going to sit like that. Something like that. Just, the ants just make the weirdest tunnels, and, that's what this is. These are ant tunnels. Fire ant tunnels. So, I'm just looking at it, and when, I can get like a spinner for it. I just think it looks really badass all by itself. A lot of people have got, just a piece of my art like this, And then, then I've been getting kind of tricky and, doing different kind of stuff, different bases. We've got these over here. Epoxy. I mean, I know how to use epoxy now. I did my pool table, my first pool table. So, I'm not going anywhere. I'm not doing anything. We're not. Probably just grilling on the 4th. Not much going on. Where's the other half of the sandwich? What sandwich? I don't know what you're referring to, Michael. Welcome in. Oh, nice Lisa Simpson. Been around since 2012. You want to see my Bart? Yeah, I don't know what he's talking about, a sandwich. You guys want to see my Bart? Everybody loves Bart. Everybody loves Bob, too. What? Yeah, you better look away. Here, I'll show you Bart. There's Bart. Bob's gangsta. Yeah, Bob's a little shithead. Yeah, you are. I got a vacuum. There's Bart. Morning, Kamari. I was working yesterday while you played fetch with the cat. Never seen that before. Yeah, both my cats play fetch. There's my saw. I was gonna put that together tonight, but mouse. A big bad Bart or Bob coming. We were playing fetch earlier. All right, what do I want to do? What do I want to do? It's almost 5 o'clock. I guess we'll do this one. I mean, it's pretty much polished. Before I mount it, I will polish it up. But what I got to do right now is I got to drill the aluminum. We're going to put studs in here. You know, I got to mount it. You know, it's gonna mount probably like that. I kind of like that. That looks good. It's like on the wide side. Kind of like that right there. I think it's gonna go just like that. It's gonna go just like that. You guys can't see what I'm doing. Sorry. I gotta remember I gotta put you guys over here. And why? Oh, that looked weird. So let's put some studs in it. See which drill I want to use and which screws I want to use. We're going to use the black ones if I got them. Yep, got that one. Give me a sec, people. And these are going to be the studs. So I'll show you how to do this then. If you guys want to watch, it's up to you. I'm gonna get this one at least kind of halfway done tonight. At least get one done tonight. It'd be nice. And maybe we'll get this one ready and prepped, and maybe I'll go and get some of the pool balls, and we'll make a couple little small pool balls and a couple of some miniature shelves. Shells. So what we're gonna do here, fancy Sharpie out here. Again, we're gonna be going through this flat part. Oh, fumble. And I'm gonna want it like that. I like that. That'll look good. So it's been a while since I've done this. It's been a long time since I've done this, actually. So kind of want it right here. One right there. I kind of want to get it in the thickest part of the aluminum. So we'll go another one. I don't want it to be shown, so we'll go another one right here. We're going to double stud this. If you're wondering in that background, that's Chris Fix. I've been on YouTube for a while. Really good guy. I'm gonna double check this, make sure what I'm doing here is I want to make sure this is, the right bit. I don't want it bigger than the screw. It's pretty close, so we're going to use it. And we're just going to drill. That'll be all right. Drill bit's a little bit dull, but see if I got another one. A couple of them. Use that one. Yeah, hopefully I don't drill through this. That's the biggest thing, is that I ended up drilling through it, but I patch it on the other side. I really don't feel like welding aluminum tonight, so we just kind of want to get it deep enough, just enough that you don't come out. All right, you see this one's just, the other drill bit was just way dull. Find a thick part over here. I don't want it to be seen. We'll go right there. That'll work. Got some aluminum. Got some aluminum. the jar. I'll throw it in there. I like to save this aluminum powder. You know, it sells for like $100 an ounce. But no, if I've got to, like I said, I drilled through that. I can take this and I can put it in the hole and I can melt it, and it'll melt a lot quicker than a big chunk of aluminum. Then you can sparkle it in your epoxy. Um, so just other stuff that you can use it for. All right, let me see here. Bart is melting in the heat. Yeah. How's it been going, Zed? I just went to Dunkin's to get iced coffee and bacon egg. Oh God, I wish I could go out and eat. I haven't gone out and eaten in a long time. And cheese, egg, English muffin. I already dropped a like earlier. Welcome back in. It's good to see you. Yeah, I'm just again Scotland. I fell down and I just had to find myself, and I still haven't found myself, by the way. So good luck with that. I think I may have to. I don't know. These are. Let's see. And I want them tight. I definitely want these tight. But too tight is not good. One, it won't secure the screw in there good enough. Another, um, could shatter the aluminum if it's too tight. So what I do is I just use a back and forth method and kind of self tap the screws in here. You know, and once it's tight, it's pretty good. I kind of want to get it down as far as I can, though. I want more than just kind of one. It's down there pretty decent, I guess. I kind of see where it's kind of marked up a little bit, but I think it can go down farther, to tell you the truth. I actually think that hole is like a little too small. We're going to throw a bigger hole in there. Yeah, we're going to go a little bigger. Yeah, we're going to go bigger holes. Again, I don't want it to shatter the aluminum, or I just want it right. Sorry, I'm kind of doing it off camera, folks, but just trying to see, be comfortable when I'm drilling. You always got to be comfortable when you're drilling. You see, that one kind of popped through a little bit. Oh! It'll be alright. I don't even have to fill it. It looks fine. But I might fill it. I don't know. I might fill it just to show you. I do got like aluminum welding rods that I've used. I used to do this all with pliers and stuff. Sorry, I got you guys shaking now. Shut up, Bob. It's not my fault. You didn't bring it back. You want to play fetch, you got to bring me your toy. So that one's in there. It's in there pretty tight. Where'd my other one go? Where'd it go? I am going to pop my Dremel out and we're going to cut these off. Alright, so these screws are in there. Now we're going to make the studs. Even though they're not straight, it'll be alright. One hole I'll drill a little bit bigger at an angle, and it actually makes it go in there a little bit better too. A little bit more holding power. So we'll go ahead and do that. Grab the Dremel. I don't know why, but I packed it up. I was trying to clean up my place. Grab one of these. I think I'll grab a new one because that one I used. Yeah, I finally did get a Dremel. This was actually a Christmas present. My only Christmas present I've gotten in the past 4 years. So, and I don't know. I don't. It's supposed to be the 4300, which top of the line, and I kind of used it, thinking it would help me with my art, but I prefer my drill for buffing the artwork and just microscopic polishing. It works, but it's just, I don't know if this one's just a bad Dremel or not. It's got a vibration. It's like the brushes in it aren't very good. Ugh. Go ahead and plug my phone in too. Right, mouse? What are you doing? Be careful and epoxy them. I don't want to see what? You don't want to see that injury? There's my finger from last week when I melted that brass. That's a piece of lint coming out of my wound, but it's still leaking. It was seeping earlier. That's that blister from melting brass from over a week ago. You can see it's still, I just left the skin on it. It feels weird. I never just kind of let the skin on. I usually bandage it and neosporin it. Come on. Oh, there we go. Oh, yeah, baby. Ain't that good? Hungry. Are you guys hungry for breakfast now? Actually, it doesn't hurt. It feels weird, but it doesn't hurt. Oh. Oh. Ooh. Get a little bit of white stuff out of there. Yeah, I'm just not right, people. I'm far from right. Well, first thing you want to see on a Wednesday morning, huh? I'm squeezing his blister. How'd you guys like that? It actually feels kind of numb. It doesn't hurt though. It doesn't hurt. Oh my gosh. No comment, Rubberneck? Oh, that's hilarious. I found that quite entertaining. I like these new Dremel heads. It's like a key lock Dremel head where you can put your things on instead of, they had like those little screws that you had to screw these discs and everything, but now they got like this key lock. You just put it on there. So, and anyways, we can plug this in now. You know, for dog nails. Yeah, actually, I actually got kind of like a battery operated pet kind of mouse or Bob. What are you doing? What's he doing, mouse? Anyways, um, no, normally I just Neosporin and hydrogen peroxide and Band-Aid. I'll rip the skin off of it and, but I just left the skin on there to see what it would do, and it just no Neosporin, no nothing. And for a couple days in a row, it would blister up, and I wouldn't even have to pop it. It would pop on its own and just start seeping out. And then I'd just kind of push it out, kind of like what I just did earlier. And then and now it barely even blisters back up. So you can see that it's, lays kind of flat, but that's all kind of dead skin, but it's still just kind of seeping and healing itself underneath my skin. So anyways, that's it. I'm glad I skipped breakfast. Whatever he wants to do. Yeah, that's Bob. Anyways, I'm gonna make these probably about 3/8. We're gonna go with like 3/8 of an inch. I mean, it doesn't matter. I mean, sometimes I end up drilling through this, and I try not to though. So we are going to drill these about 3/8 of an inch, and that'll be strong enough to hold it in place when I epoxy it. I don't. I did see that you said to epoxy the screws in there. Is that what you said for me to do? Hey, Rubberneck. Looks so sore. I don't want to see any injuries. Be careful. Hey, you, didn't you say I could use those small metal pins that come with flat package furniture? Big movie. Thought you said something about epoxy. Um, grow another falls off. Remember we told that as a kid. No, this cat is looped right now. I don't know what he's thinking. He's in play mode. So you guys might see a little Bob and mouse action here in a minute. But I'm gonna go ahead and trim these off real quick. You know, see, you hear that? It's like it's out of whack or something. I don't like it. Wow. You got sparks going on. All right. You guys got to watch this. We got the Mouse and Bob show going on. You doing, Bob? Bob was a boxer in a previous life. He's Bob. Well, they were going at it there for a few. Maybe I can get these cut. And I just got Chris. Chris Fix has just been playing while I've been working. I like Chris. He's a pretty good guy, pretty intelligent. I haven't watched him in years, a year or so. But I used to watch a lot of his stuff. Anyways, we're gonna get back to this. Hey, happy 4th of July. Here's my 4th of July fireworks. This is the poor man's fireworks, man. Happy 4th, everyone. I'll just sit there. I'll sit there all day on 4th of July. July 3rd. I'll just sit there and do this all day long. I wonder what that would look like. Turn that off. See if it looks any better. Too bad my phone wasn't in 3D. Man, that's one tough nail, man. Or screw. There it goes. There. Got that finished up. Now we get to drill them and go from there. Uh-oh. Oh, no wonder. Wheel wasn't on right. But still it does it. I don't know. I may have to mess it. Even got a light. That's why it was 550. No, it wasn't 550. All right. So we got that done. Anyways, I am going to put this back in my Dremel box because I don't like breaking those. And the sun's coming up, people. Do you know where your kids are? I may use this later, but I'm just going to throw it in the box. I don't care. I'll check chat here in a second. Give me a sec. I'll take a quick break and maybe finish. We're going to try to get this one not, ready for mounting. I don't know if I'm going to do it live, but I may. Mount it. Again, I'm going to go and get some pool balls. I'm going to make some more pool balls. I've already got them sanded flat on the bottom. The next thing that I got to do is decide how this is going to mount, which, you know, it's not that difficult. I've done this several times. I can reuse the rest of the screws for more studs. These are the studs. So, hang on a minute. Kind of like sparklers, yeah. Bob was a boxer. They were going off here. Mouse is still kind of moving around. Like sparkler. Damn, why are you cutting it so slow? Just for the effect, JC. Some of this next to you. Your arteries troubles me. Nah. I like trouble. So, but anyways, we're going to go ahead and we're going to resand this. It's been lacquered. But it's been sitting around for a while. And it's actually a nice piece of cedar. But this one's going to go on here. I have it. I think it's going to go on here like this. And we're going to try to center it the best we can. And so I've got to figure out where we're going to mark those holes. I think we're going to go right there. I'm going to go right there, kind of like that. It's kind of weird because you look at it one way, it's straight up and down, and the other way it's going to be like leaning. So, but that's the way it is. I like it. And actually, no, it ain't going to go like that because it's got to sit like that. Both those got to be down like that. Be kind of like that. It's going to be off the wood. Let's move it over just a hair. Actually, I want it like this. I want it right there. That's the way I want it. Alright. And this is cool because the cuts, I'm actually marking it where I'm going to drill it. And there's where I'm drilling it. But then you got to factor in, you see how those are crooked? This one's really crooked. This one's kind of straight. This one's kind of crooked. So this one here, I'm going to have to drill it at just a little bit of an angle of the dangle. And we're just going to start off with a small hole. This one, I'm going to go try it straight down. And even if the hole's a little bit bigger, it's not going to matter. Again, they'll be epoxied. One thing I really don't want to try to do is drill through the wood. And there's kind of a technique you can do. What are you doing, mouse? What are you doing? Did you count the age of the cedar by the rings? No, I did not. Actually, this is not the trunk, so you really can't do it. But that is kind of cool. It is kind of really cool. See all the rings, even though this phone camera sucks. This is my old phone. Pretty piece of wood. Just the wood is pretty. So it'll look really good when I'm done with it. So I'm going to finish this one. I'm actually going to finish this one today. I don't care. We'll show it off here when I'm done. Later on today, again, I think I'm going to be up all day, and so maybe my sleep will come back to normal someday. Just kind of looking, see what I got to do here. Yeah, that's not going to work. I got to get a bigger bit anyways. That's going to be back further on that one. But, I mean, technically, I don't have to switch drill bits. Because what you do is, let's see here. Pretty sure that's the way it went. Yeah. There. In there. All right, here we go. We're going to ream them. And nope, I didn't pop through, so that's a good thing. You probably hear me go, ow, if I did, because my finger's like right below the dang drill. So, we're getting there. We're getting there, kind of. Slowly but surely. I'm starting to like it. I'm starting to like it a lot. Oh, I love the smell of cedar in the morning. I love the smell of cedar anytime. It smells so pretty. 7 stacks, normal sleeve. What is that? Yeah. Tell the growth from rate of years of trees. Yep, I learned that in school too. It's just, oh, look at there. Look at there. We're close. We're really close. That one's good. We got to work on this other one. Look at that, folks. Got it. That's gonna be my new piece for. It looks pretty, man. Looks like a tree. I like the tree look. I kind of like it how it's all off, but you look at it this way and it's straight on. Just a really nice piece of aluminum that came out of the anthill. Maybe I don't know if I'll do anything down here. Probably not. I'll just probably buff this and glue it and call it good. Really cool. Really cool looking. And so, but we've got to get these down to where that needs to be. I just don't want to drill this hole through. How you doing, 7 stacks? And I might go do that. I might go grab my blue tape. And because that one's a little longer. And again, I really don't want to. See, yeah, that one's got to go down a little bit more. Well, not much. I think we're, well, no, it does. It's got to go down. And it's just the way it's going to sit on there anyway, so that one's got to go down. You can see that I just don't want to go through the wood. Just got to go down a little bit more. And again, I'm worried about drilling through the wood. I don't want to drill through the wood. It's not a big deal, but I don't want to drill through the damn wood. It creates more work, and it's just not professional and a little more ugly. So, show you a little trick on how to take care of that. Little trick how to take care of that. And what you do is grab a piece of blue tape. And then all you do is go like this. And this is your depth gauge. So you know how far you can drill. For all you people out there that are trying to drill something and not wanting to drill through too far, that's what you do. And then you got your own depth gauge. Yeah, I mean that's the thing. You can see that I got to go down that much. Let's see how deep this one is. See, that one's plenty. Yeah, so. That ensures that I don't go through the wood. So now when I fill it with epoxy, I don't have to worry about it, me having to plug it on the other side. And that should be good enough, I hope. Maybe. Yep, that's it. That's it. We can glue that one. That's what the top looks like. So you guys can see that it's kind of centered. It's going to take up the whole thing, the whole base. But then when it spins, it'd be kind of cool to put like a little rock or something in there. But I don't know if I'm going to do anything. It's kind of neat how it's got like that little cubby hole there. I could do something different. I could drill this little hole out, and which I might, but then it would bring it over, or just leave it like that. I think I'm just going to leave it like this. So that's going to be the new sculpture right there. And again, I'd probably. All right, Rubberneck. Thanks for coming in, girl. I'll see you around. Drive to work. Be safe. I don't know how long I'm going to be on. Heck, 47 people just popped in. That's kind of crazy. Hit the like, people. You love watching me work? Why? do a lot of different things, I guess, but I think we're gonna go with that. And we'll just, it's gonna be clamped down like that, and I kind of like it. I kind of like it just the way it is. That's gonna be it, and it'll be up for sale. I'll usually start them in. I would like to start them at 220, 250 for my, I don't know, because you got the minis. You've got all the minis. You got the specialty like 8 balls, and you got the seashells. Got some dice, and the dice, I usually sell for 150 to 200. So, and you got the big ones that go for 8 to 1,000. So, I don't know. Just gotta wait and see. Um, I'm gonna try to get these done. I'm gonna start posting on my other channel, and it's gonna be Zed's place. This is gonna be just Zed's from now on, and it's just showing you probably just me. I may try to put some of that aluminum back in there and fill that hole. But I don't know, folks. I may just go sand this and we'll get it sprayed. Unless you guys want me to keep going, but I think I got some 500. This is 600. Let's go grab some 500. Go ahead and sand it, get it sprayed. Another piece of 600. That's 600. There we go. This is 500. Go with some 500. 500 sandpaper. Could go 600, but we'll go ahead and we'll get this sanded up and lacquered really quick, just with a quick coat of lacquer, and then we'll go ahead and, like I said, I don't know if I'm going to epoxy it right now because I want to make some more of the miniature pool balls, which these are the mini minis, and then I got like the medium minis. And then, maybe some more dice. Again, I want to, when I go to epoxy, I don't want to waste my epoxy. And, when I mix it up, I want to use every little bit of epoxy that I can. So we can make some more little miniature seashells, kind of like this one. This one's in the works. It's, but we're going to make some more miniature ones of those. Then I've got all these seashells, which I decided tonight how I'm going to finish out my seashells due to the fact that I don't like seashells on just, like plain wood. So what we're going to do with the seashells is we're going to do an ocean beach scenery on a piece of wood. It's all going to be painted, which, I've got some oil-based paint. Just different color blues that we're going to use. This one here, I made one with this one last year. It turned out really, really cool. So I'll probably do that. You got Mouse and Bob still trying to figure out what to do. So, good morning, Monkey Man. How are you today? We're getting ready to lacquer this one back up. Actually, this one's already been lacquered. Been sitting around for a while, and we're going to use this base up today. Just finished drilling it to mount my new piece of art to it. And we're going to get this one done today. I'll either show it this afternoon or tomorrow morning. But How's everybody doing? Everybody ready for the 4th? Great. I'm not. I'm not doing anything. I may, make me a burger, and that's about it. Probably just sitting here. So, this is a pretty piece of wood. Very pretty. I'm alive. I'm still alive. So, I decided to go back and make my artwork. I really don't like the ripples, but I don't know. I really wish I could get those ripples out. You can't see them. Well, now I guess you can't see them. Where it's shiny is actually where it's deeper in the, the softer the wood is where the shininess is. Your rings are where your bark rings are, and grew and grew and grew. Like A.U. Scotland was saying earlier, the growth of the trees, you count the rings, but you really can't do it on these because this might be a branch or something. You got to really kind of, to tell how old a tree is, you've got to, cut it at the trunk, at the ground, and then you count the rings out. And that'll tell you how old that tree is. But, I mean, every tree will have growth rings, even the branches and everything. So, probably should put this on my sander and use my sander. I'll just hand sand it. I'll hit it with this 500, and then I'm going to hit it with 600. Technically, you're not supposed to sand, but this is lacquer, so it'll be all right. Rub it like this. We'll go ahead and spray this real quick and show you how that process is done. Yeah, see, looks like there's scratches in there, but they'll go away once you spray it. You won't see any of the scratches or whatnot. And also, I've got this 600 grit right here that we're gonna use. Just kind of give it like a little nice. This is gonna be like a glass looking top to this. I'm sorry I'm not looking at chat right now. I'm great. How about you? Well, nobody's talking anyway, so thanks for letting me concentrate on what I'm doing. Everybody's leaving now. It's like, he's done with the drill. He's done with the fire. The cats aren't playing. I don't even know why I'm live. It's almost 6 a.m. Do you know where your kids are? All right. I think that's going to be good enough. It looks pretty decent. I mean, it doesn't have to be perfect, folks. This has already got like 5 or 6 coats of lacquer on it. Take a t-shirt and I'm going to wipe it off and call it good. And we'll go ahead and lacquer it. Lacquer. And just to show you what I'm doing for people that are just coming in, good morning. But we're making my newest piece of my fire ant sculptures, which are going to go like this. This is actually aluminum pour down fire ant hills. I guess I should have shown everybody when, all 47 people were in here. This is what I do for a living now is I make sculptures out of molten aluminum that I've melted and poured down fire ant hills. Like that big one right there. You can see my thumbnail or whatever. You'll see what I do. So that's Queen's Crown. That's my most famous and beautiful. It took me almost 3 hours to pour that, melting, pouring aluminum. It takes about 3 hours to do a big ant hill, and these are the pieces off two other big ones that I made. And so I take the pieces and I make these little small sculptures for everybody that wants a piece of my art. So this is my newest one. Again, this is just, this was just, when I dug it out tonight, I was like, gosh, that piece is just beautiful. I'm just going to leave it by itself, and we're going to just make a nice base for it. And so we're going to put it on this nice cedar base. And I just finished sanding it again. Got it all prepped. I've got to wire wheel and clean up this, even though I already kind of did, but it needs just a total buff cleaning, and this thing's going to shine. And I'm going to leave it natural cedar. There's some that I actually burn, which there's this is going to be the new pool table. You can see it's already kind of just started warping because of the heat that I put on it tonight. I don't like that one bit. I should have never messed with it, but it'll be all right. It'll still look cool when I'm done. So and what I use it's pretty much just lacquer. It's just clear paint. It's lacquer. Cats love it. So, we're just going to start just with some light coats here. Kind of see it change. I'll probably do this about 3 or 4 times. Give it a nice coat, and probably lacquer the entire sculpture here at the end. I'm just gonna. This stuff just dries super fast, so now I just kind of wait, sit and wait, and then I'll give it another coat and another coat, and we'll put it all together. Which I'll do that process later, because I am going to, again, I'm going to get some miniature pool balls ready to make. These are kind of like more of my giveaways, or just my like little $30 trinkets, and they cost like $6 to $8 to ship out. So I'm not really making a lot, but it helps me keep going. I really hate this new YouTube stuff. Sorry, I'm looking at chat, people. Just checking out chat. So we're just kind of letting this set up for a minute, and then we're going to throw another coat, and we'll work on something else here in a minute. I've got several that I've been working on tonight, the last couple nights. And it is 6 o'clock in the morning, so I'm going to be cutting this off. Appreciate everyone coming in. I don't know why. And again, you just want to do several light coats, and you can sand it and do another coat. Just you got to use, like I said, 600 grit, 500 grit, 600 grit sandpaper, and that'll give it a nice shine when you go to finish your sculptures. All right, I'm going to set this down, let it dry for about 10 minutes. Set that out of the way. This is the piece that's going to go on it. I'm going to get my drill and we're going to clean it up really shiny, and it'll go on that piece that you just saw. We're working on this new piece, which it's going to go like this. A lot of people just said, it just looks like coral. I don't know how, I don't remember how this went. Did it go like that? No. I don't even remember how this thing went. I had it in there one time. I think it goes like this. It goes like that. It's going to go in that shell. And then it's going to have a couple pieces out here. This one went in the back. It's going to have a couple pieces in it. Oh no, this one. I think this one's going to come out like this somehow, some way. It's going to have a piece down here. It'll look cool. I think it'll look really cool when I'm done with it. Glad everybody's doing good. So, kind of want to sit way down there, but we'll get it up here somehow. We'll make it work and look good. It'll look good. So, anyways, folks, I think I'm going to call it a night. I've been on 3 hours, and a lot of people come in. I'll let you guys get on with your day, and I've got plenty to do, plenty to think about. So, I wish the cats were playing, but they decided to quit. And there's Queen's Crown. It weighs about 50 pounds. Fire ant art. And all these are and we're working on the shell. Why did that? Oh, duh. Forgot I zoomed in. We're gonna make some more pool pieces, and I'm gonna probably add to this one here. And we're gonna make some sand pieces. So. It's 6 o'clock in the morning. You people know where your kids are. I'm going to get off here, folks. Hope everybody has a great day today. Cats are now sleeping, so nothing more here to see, folks. It depends. Normally they start at $30 and then go, the big ones. I wouldn't sell my big one less than 25,000. 20,000. Probably take 20,000 for Queen's Crown, but the little ones, these ones here, I was selling these last year for about 150 bucks for the dice. You know, that regular 8 ball I'd let go for 150. You know, there will be some smaller ones, you know, like this one here. Once I get done with it, it'll be worth, you know, like, I mean, you know, 50 bucks or something like that. Some smaller ones. So I've got all different price ranges. Um, but most of my decent ones, like, especially like this one right here this one right here is $850. This is actually the top of one that I poured. And again, I'm working on it. I do have an Etsy, but I am working on that this week, and hopefully I can get it up and running by this weekend. And I'm gonna, you know, look into some like different stuff. I've got several pieces that are already made, but I don't have a website or anything in concrete yet, so to speak, to, you know, promote my art. I just started getting back into this recently, and you know, everybody's really actually pushing me to move forward in this adventure to sell my art. I tried to get my name out last year, and that was pretty much what I was doing last year. And then I had some personal issues and problems to deal with, so I just pretty much stopped since last year, and now I'm getting back into it. Um, you know, it just depends. I'll probably go live this weekend and spin my art like I did last year and show it off. I am gonna get my other channel up and going, which is just gonna be strictly my art. It's gonna be Zed's Place. This channel is just gonna be Zed from now on because I just do too much different stuff. I don't know. I'm still just trying to figure things out. Anyways, well, thank you. Well, I appreciate it. Um, you know, I just started going live again recently, so you know, again, the miniatures. If you just want a small piece, everything is signed. You know, the intricate small pieces are going to be around $50 to $60, and then you know, like the little tiny pool balls. You know, those were kind of like my channel card last year. I gave a lot of those away for free last year, just trying to get my name out there. And you know, and then you know, a lot of pieces like the dice. I've made several different pieces, and you know, some just range from 150 all the way up to you know $350. I got brass ant heels that I poured, and I'm going to do a couple more copper ones. So it's been quite the adventure this past couple of years. You know, pouring the aluminum, and you know, we're just you know the big ones are the big ones. That's this one here is the second one that I poured. We're actually dug up. These are just fire ant heels that are here in Tennessee. Well, that's how I started doing this. Is that um, I never knew about this until like just over 3 years ago when I was watching YouTube. It popped up on suggestions, and so I started making these. This is actually my first one, and I mean that's the entire anthill, and I mean, I call these spires, and I mean, I was careful to dig this one up, and I took really careful to cleaning it, and then this is my biggest one. This is 60 pounds of solid aluminum. And actually, uh, it was actually bigger than that, but just one little piece was over here, and it kind of came off, so I made a smaller one out of it. No, Minnesota's up there too, a little bit. Yeah, they're Minnesota. This, I'm down south in Tennessee, and they kind of ended up in Alabama from South America, is where they all came from. And then these were my big ones. This one was triple the size, and that's where all the small pieces came from. It had a bunch of these huge rocks in it. Morning. Yes, I did. They're called fire ants. That rock actually came from right there. I just fell out. And then this one, same. This thing, you can see me go live and smash it with a sledgehammer and break all the pieces. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to get a, like a crystal ball, but maybe a crystal ball or a globe or something really nice. Morning, Relentless. How you doing? It's good to see you, girl. So, but anyways, yeah, those were my big ones, but they were just full of rocks, bunch of rocks. Yeah, I've been on here. Well, I've only been on here 2.5 hours, so that ain't too bad. I started late, but it is 6 o'clock, and I usually don't. I don't go live during the day anymore. Yeah, that one will be really nice. I need to make like a. I'm thinking about taking like a ceiling fan for my big ones and make like a spinner for them. Yeah, it's coming up. It's almost 6:30 here, so hummingbird should be coming out here. It's supposed to get hot again today. I was showing everybody how I make them. I haven't really done that from kind of start to finish. Yeah, a ceiling fan with a dimmer switch with a platform on it, because these things, I mean, that there is solid aluminum, and there's probably a good 30 30 pounds of aluminum right here. 30 or 40 pounds. That's heavy. Yeah, that was my biggest one that I ever pour. And I broke that top off. That top, that big one that I just showed you inside. Not the big one, but the one I said would be worth about 850. Actually, I'd like to get 1,000 for it. It's big, but it came off of that. And then a lot of them came off of this one over here. So, yeah, if I get a ceiling fan and put it on dimmer switch, I can actually spin these bigger ones. That way you can see all the way around it when, I show them off. I get a lot of ideas, but I get a lot of problems too. I've got a lot of personal things that I'm dealing with right now. So, anyways, I'll go back in. I mean, I got several pieces that I'm making. Move, Bob. I got plenty of bases that I can make. I'm just, again, I should have been working on them all winter, but I didn't. I've got my brass ones, and got some other ones. I got the famous golden shower. Was that the one that you wanted? Relentless? You got the blackened heart. I just remastered this last week. I've been showing it off. Yeah, this is what I mean about spinning them. Yeah, golden shower is, yeah. I'm hoping to get into a gallery setting. Everybody be like, holy mackerel. So, yeah, I'm gonna try to get as much done as I can here in the next today and tomorrow, and maybe I'll spin them tomorrow morning. If somebody wants to buy one, then great. Again, I mean, I just, I don't know. It's just a tough sale. Yeah, the heart. So you can take it with you. Mm, pretty. All right, appreciate it. I got my Etsy listed in my about. I don't know how all that stuff works, but I'm gonna be working on that. I'm gonna be working on my other channel, and it'll just be mainly my artwork here. Um, I mean, I'll show them off on this because I've got more subscribers on this channel, and I'll show them off. But this is Waterfall, and it's one of my favorites. I was going to give it to somebody, but I'm going to make her a smaller one because this is just too, this one's expensive. You know, I'm, I'm looking $850 to $1,000 for this piece. So, like I said, I mean, all my pieces are just, just depends on how intricate they are. The dice, I'll let them go for $150. I'm going to be making several more dice pieces and sending them out to people. And as soon as I can, I'm going to go live and pour a fire ant heel as soon as I can, hopefully here in the next couple weeks. And these dice, like I said, I mean, I'd let this go for 150. I'd like to charge $12 for shipping. That's about what they cost. 12 to $15 is what they cost to ship. So, um, like in such a tree. And then here's one of my very first ones. But I'm gonna make several dice pieces like this. This is I don't know if I numbered them, but I made 5 dice pieces already. This is Dragon. It's supposed to be sold. I'm just waiting for payment right now. And then again, I'll get it all nice and cleaned up. I'll go ahead and we'll re-lacquer it. Um, just, I just do just a lot of different ones. And I've got this other intricate big one, which I don't know. This is actually a piece off the 60 pounder that kind of snapped off. So, I'm going to be looking for around 850 to $1,000 for it um, when I get done with it. Just got several pieces. You got top of the world over here, which I may add to. Just something that I was just throwing together, and it's just kind of different. And then you got demons, which I don't know what I'm going to do with demons, if I'm going to sell it or not. This is something that's kind of personal to me. I mean, if the price is right, I'll sell it. This is demons. Just, you know, I just do different stuff, different styles. So, car parts on eBay. Shipping, yeah. Yeah. And sometimes I'll do something special with my, you're just not getting a piece of my art. You're getting a piece of Zed, which, it comes with my stickers and my magnets now, and several other surprises in the box. And sometimes the box is even a surprise itself, and it's worth a lot more than the art. Um, People that have gotten my pieces have loved the box more than the art piece. Here we got the puking lizard. It's almost solid brass with a splash of copper in it, but and it weighs close to 5 to 8 pounds, 5 pounds or so. So they're all different. There's, you know, all my pieces are different. Anyways, hi Jazz. Yeah, they're all uniquely made. Again, this piece here started out with just I call it the Easter Island skull. Um, you know, I've already shipped out over 100 pieces of my art last year and last year and a half. Last 2 years I've shipped out. So, um, so my art is out there. It's just, you know, it's time to make some money, and hopefully everybody appreciate what I do. All right. Well, it's nice to meet you, knocking on doors. Um, yeah, if you want to just, I don't know how Etsy works. I just kind of got an Etsy store last year, and I don't know how it works, or vaguely. I never sold anything. I used to eBay and Marketplace a lot, uh, but as far as Etsy, I haven't sold anything, and I really haven't pushed it. So, I may start. There's some pieces that are listed on there, but I just put outrageous. I had a bunch listed on there for decent prices, and nobody bought any. Of course, me being a new store and whatnot, I guess that had a factor. But they were priced what they should sell for, and they should go for a lot more. So if you look at my Etsy right now, you're going to see a piece on there for $14,000. It's I'm not going to sell that piece for 14. This one might be listed on there for 14. I don't know. I just got pissed off, so I jumped up the prices. Like, hey, if you want to buy it now. That sat on there for months for it at $800 or 450, and nobody bought it. And it's like, screw it then. You don't want to buy it, then here. This is what it's going to cost now, and that's kind of how I feel. Thank you, Mondo. It's again. I mean, I got so upset last year that I stopped altogether. A lot of my, of course, my salesmanship on Etsy and eBay wasn't great, but I mean, I typed it up. I took the time to post it, and it just, you know, they should have sold. And they didn't, so I was like, screw everybody then. And I ended up quitting. Again, I just started back in this. Within the past month, I've been kind of just slowly getting back into my artwork. And that's all I got to say. But I am gonna wrap this up. If you have any questions, my email's in the about page. If you want to purchase one, or my Cash App and PayPal's in there, which I pretty much did. Well, I was good at making the stuff, just not good at the business end of the moving stuff. Yeah, yeah, exactly, Rubberneck. I just, you know, it should have sold, but it didn't. I sat here for 8 hours trying to sell my art every morning for 5 days straight, and nobody bought any. And that's when I was like, you know what, screw it. I don't care anymore. And so I just stopped. I just stopped caring. And now I'm getting back to where I'm trying to care and try again, and we'll see what happens this time. I've actually got several ideas in my head to make it happen, and again, it's just me. I pack and I ship everything. I make it, and where I live out in the middle of nowhere, I don't have like little tiny stores that I can take them to, or I went to the flea market and they didn't sell there. I did sell one of my big ones though for like $200. Yeah, that hurt. I mean, it was at least worth $800, but yeah, it is what it is. I just got fed up. So, anyways, this one here I love. It's this one's really bitching. Um, I kind of call it the praying mantis. It just that kind of what it reminds me of. I mean, it doesn't look like a praying mantis, but it kind of. Or Jeffrey. We can call it Jeffrey. Kind of looks like a giraffe. Remember Jeffrey from Toys R Us? Enough to pay you back, paying for your spot at the, yeah. Well, I thought about craft shows. I can go to the craft shows and everything like that. But again, I'm just not going to sit there all day. Like this one here, I want to sell it for $850. This is one of my $850 brass pieces. I think this one's actually got a little splash of copper in it also, just a tiny bit. That one right there is brass. That's pure brass. And those are just regular ant heels. But I don't think $850 for one of my art pieces is asking too much at all. Yeah, you got to pay for your spot. Again, I went to the flea market. In the flea market, they charged, I think, $10 or $15 for your spot. I think $10 a spot. And more and more, it's just again, this one here I tried selling last year for $150 and nobody bought it. You know, it's just I tried to sell that one last year for 150 or 200. So you know, again, I was asking for waterfall 350 last year, and I actually dropped it down to 250. I think actually last year I was going to take 200 for waterfall, and nobody would buy it. So, hmm. But paparazzi, cheap Chinese made selling the cents for each. Uh, yeah, yeah. It's strange, I mean, antiques sell well. Of course, if you find an antique and pay $5 and sell it for 50,000, it pawn stars. I'm not lucky enough to go to the thrift store and find a $8,000 book. um, but all right, folks, we're gonna go back and I'll take you back in here briefly, and then I'm gonna shut it off because I'm about done with YouTube for this morning. I don't even know why I'm on. But thanks for watching. There's Bob. What? Bob. Let's see if we can get him playing. You guys can watch Bob for a minute if I can get him to play fetch. You can watch the Bob and Cat and Mouse show. Mouse is so chill. How you doing, Bob? We're gonna find something else to watch. Hey, that idiot Zed's on TV. I wonder what he has to say. Echo, echo, echo. Echo, echo, echo. Yeah, a minute. Phone too. Echo, echo, echo. All right, folks. Bob's not playing fetch either, so we're gonna call it a night. I'll go live, or not go live, or I'll post a short of my newest sculpture that we built. This is one of my newest ones too. Actually, it's not. I just changed bases on this one. I don't know why, but it is what it is. But we had fun. We got some ideas going for the shell game, and we will talk to everybody on YouTube later. Have a good day, everyone. Be safe. Laters.